everyone, welcome back to Beauty School Bobbi, brought to you by L'Oreal, Access, and Lead. Today I am here with one of my graduates, April Cooper, who you might know as Brows by April on Instagram. She is the brow queen of Knoxville. I want to say like of the South, like the brow queen of the South sounds so official.
Yeah.
So we were just talking before we were recording. So you started beauty school 8 years ago, which I met you like a little bit before that.
Yeah.
So we've been in each other's lives for a while. So to say that it's crazy, this podcast is finally happening. This episode's finally come true.
I've waited for my moment for years.
So I want to give a disclaimer that you are usually in charge of my brows, but I missed my last appointment. So nobody judge her by my face today. Nobody judge the work. We will get them fixed up and we'll post on Instagram. But thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you started kind of a niche business, a niche in the industry that nobody was really doing at the time you started your business. So you went to cosmetology school, but you strictly do brows.
Yeah.
So tell me about all the services that you're offering and kind of how this started.
Okay, so I offer only brow services. I do brow waxing, brow tinting, brow henna, and brow lamination, which is like a newer service, very trendy right now. And just basically all thing brows. And the girls at my salon, they also do brows and a few other little services. But how we kind of got started was I met my best friend and business partner at Ulta right after beauty school. That's where I started working. And I actually knew at the end of my beauty school career, at my time there, that I really wasn't wanting to do hair. Like that was my original plan when I went to beauty school, was like, hey, I'm going to do hair. I always loved, I had a creative side in me. Like if you would have asked me what I wanted to be when I was younger, I would have told you an art teacher. But
okay, I can totally see this vibe for you though. Like I could see you at some point being like a weird art teacher.
Yeah, I love it. But I loved all things art. And so as I got older, that plan kind of shift, and I was like, okay, I really need to figure out what I want to be. So I got into cosmetology. I was always the friend or out of my sisters who did like the hair, makeup, nails, tweezing the eyebrows, all the things. And so that was another way for me to be creative. And I also loved like seeing people light up afterwards after you did something and how confident it made them and how much they loved it. So I knew then like, okay, cosmetology is the route for me. So yeah, I went to cosmetology school, graduated, and then a few days before graduation, you know, TSB will send you on your salon visits or like interviews, and I had 3 set up that day. And I remember my dad, he drove me around to each one of those, and Ulta was actually my last one. And I had my interview, and it was originally for the salon. I came out and I told my dad, I was like, that's it. Like, I'm going to work there. I don't know what it is, but the second I walked in there, like something just felt right. So of course he's excited for me. He's like, okay, you know, let's do it. Like, you know, they called me back a few days later, and of course I got the job. And after like a week or two, I told my manager, I was like, hey, I don't want to do hair, but I would love to like still be a part of your team and work in this store. So is there another position you can offer me? And she was like, yeah, like we'll find you something. So at first they made me a beauty advisor, which was like you do, you know, checking customers out and stuff, helping people find makeup, color match. And then she came up to me like a week or two after that. And this is all while they were opening the store, like the Paper Mill store.
I was going to say,
it was like
with
brand
Ulta.
new. Yeah, like this is before it was even open. Mm-hmm. So we like helped them set up the store. And they came to me and they were like, hey, are you licensed to do brows? And I was like, yeah, I actually am. And so they were like, well, we have a brow bar and we really think you would be a good fit. Do you want to interview for it? And I was like, absolutely. So I did my interview. One of my older sisters came in and she let me wax her brows. And after that, they were like, okay, you got it. So I started at the brow bar, and that's where I met Allison. And I worked there for 2.5 years, and that's kind of how we kind of got started.
Well, you guys were like changing the brow game. I mean, this is all as like Kylie Jenner is coming out. And like when brows became like a thing that we all focused on. And I remember a lot of people going into Ulta and being like, yeah, I'm going to go get my brows done. And I think we talked about this like 2 seconds ago, but it was an add-on service at salons usually. Like that's usually where people were going. It'd be like an add-on when you're getting your hair done. But then it became something like okay, Ulta has this, and we were seeing like everything on Instagram and everything changing in that world. But then you and Allison started your own business. You guys ended up leaving Ulta after 2.5 years. So you all were such staples there, opening your own place, and then it blew up even more. So talk to me about how you decided that you wanted to go out on your own and what it looked like starting that business, because what it is now is so different from what it was when it was just you and Allison. So what was that like?
I'm smiling because I do not give this business advice. But looking back, it was about like the last 6 months or so we were there at Ulta. We were like, hey, you know, what if we did this on our own? Ulta was kind of changing the way they did things. And, you know, when you work at a makeup store, like sales is a big part of it. And so they were really like, you know, gold towards sales. And so that was kind of taking the fun out of what we were doing because they started pushing sales on us. And like, I get it. But at the same time, I was like, I enjoy the service part of this job, like giving services, meeting clients. And then if they need products, I would love to sell products to them, but I didn't like pushing them. So that's what kind of made that environment not so fun for us. And so that's when we started really looking, and we're like, okay, we need to figure this out. Let's find like a little suite. I think if we can find a suite and make the transition as easy as possible, we'll be okay. And so that's what we did. We started looking, and we found a suite out in Powell, like right between Powell and Halls. And we were like, okay, we're doing this. We had no idea. We didn't really like know about taxes, know about anything overhead. Like we were just like, we're going to do this. We'll figure out the business stuff later. So truly it was like a leap of faith and just, you know, a chance at like following our dreams.
And you guys didn't have anyone that you were following doing this. And that's what's so crazy about you and Allison.
We were like, no one's done brows. Like we have nobody to ask anything, any advice or nothing. We just kind of have to follow like what, you know, people in this industry branch off and do like hair, but do brows.
You just trusted that you all would have
truly, when people ask
clients.
us, I just say it was a leap of faith. We were like, if we have to do $10 brow waxes, we will do that. Like we had that mindset. We would do whatever we needed to do to make like our dream happen. And I think that's part of the reason why we've been so successful, and it worked out the way it did, because we just was like, hey, we're doing this. And like, we won't take no for an answer. We won't like, we're not going to give up. You know what I mean? So we started there at that little suite, and we ended up being there 6 months. And I remember coming to Allison, and I was like, we got to move. And she was like, what do you mean we got to move? And I was like, no, we got to move. Like we're doing the thing. Like I think we need a bigger area, especially a waiting area. Cause in the suite we had, it was just our stations and like a little bench that could fit one, maybe two people on it. It was a really small room. And I was like, we need a waiting area. We just need a little bit more room, and maybe even like a third person. And she was like, it's been 6 months. Like, you're moving kind of fast. But I was like, I believe in us. Like, I really think we should look into this. So we started looking for another place. And that's when we found our spot that we're at now. And we made another leap of faith, the jump. And that's when we added 2 more people. And we've kind of, you know, grown and expanded since then. But that's kind of how we've got started.
Yeah. And so what does your business number look like now as far as people? Because you guys have grown significantly from that time that you started. So talk about kind of the employees that you have now and what they're doing.
Yeah. So there's a total of 4 of us, me and Allison, and we are set up like a booth rent salon. So we have 2 other people that work with us, not necessarily for us, because we like to think of them as their own independent contractors, but you know, they're still part of like Beauty and the Brows team. Jody and Cherith, and they're great. They do brows. Jody also does lash lifts, and then Cherith, she's our makeup artist, and she's really fantastic. So it was really nice to add somebody that did something a little different than brows or lashes. So that's been really fun. And then me and Allison do just strictly brows. In the beginning, Allison did a little bit of makeup, but now it's just, we're your brow girls.
Yeah. And that's amazing. What's awesome about that for you is you have such quick appointments that you're able to get people in and out quickly. So different than hair, which is obviously what you went to beauty school for, but those services are typically longer and you're spending way more time. For you, you can get so many services in such a short amount of time because you're moving people quick. Like when you're in there, your next appointment's there, you are back to back to back. So that's awesome for you. And I know that structure has worked for Allison. It's worked for Jody and everyone else that has worked for you over the time. I know you had some other people that were working for you. Now you've kind of grown them into their own businesses.
Yeah.
And now they have their own spots, but it is quick. Like I said, it's kind of a different model than with cosmetology. Like you're moving fast all day long.
Yeah, and we kind of thrive in that environment. All of our appointments range for the most part 15 minutes to about an hour, unless it's chairs appointments and maybe like an hour and a half or something. But yeah, we have our clients. We're pretty, I would like to say high volume, like in and out, because they're quick services. And we try to, get as many people in as possible so we can see as many clients a day. And just whatever our book looks like and what we have clients booked for, it can range from 15 to 20 clients a day that we're seeing. So yeah, like you said, we kind of get them in and out, but we're still spending, it's not like a quick 5-minute brow wax. People think of 15 minutes. It's just the perfect amount of time and, get to chat with your client.
Catch up. Yeah.
And our clients love that. That's another thing. They love the quick appointments. I get people saying that, especially a new client. They're like, I love how quick this is. Because, being a mom or just if you've got a lot to do or you're coming on your lunch break, people like quick appointments. And so that's been something that we try to do for our clients as well.
We're going to take a quick break from the podcast to hear a word from our sponsors. Today's sponsor for this episode is LEAD. LEAD is the first degree designed with beauty professionals in mind. To create future professionals and leaders for this fast-growing industry, Rolfs has partnered with L'Oreal, Arizona State University, and Mesa Community College, and is proud to launch the first ever college and university degree designed specifically with beauty professionals. It's time to acknowledge the level of impact beauty professionals have in our lives. Every year, an individual consults with a beauty professional over 48% more than a physician. This is why advancing the accredited education of beauty professionals is our mission. LEAD is shaping the future of beauty by developing the minds and expanding the intellect of beauty professionals who maintain and restore our self-expression and well-being. For more information, visit leadinstitute.degree today. The folks at Access, L'Oreal's online destination for professional education, are ready to kick off the holidays. Because they love cosmetology students so much, they're launching a holiday promotion just for you. It's called Haul for the Holidays, and trust me, it's a haul like no other. And what's even better is that it couldn't be easier to participate. So here's how it works. Starting on November 1st, you will log into L'Oreal Access, complete the Haul for the Holidays learning plan, which has been curated just for students so they can learn about different L'Oreal professional hair care and color brands. And then you'll hop over to L'Oreal's Level Loyalty Reward site and enter to win the Ultimate Stylist Starter Kit. 100 students will win the holiday haul containing prizes like a mannequin head, a carbon comb, tint brushes, mixing bowls, super cute capes and aprons, towels, a ton of full-size L'Oreal products, and so much more. Then 10 lucky winners will get all of that plus enough level points to redeem for a nice set of shears or a Dyson hairdryer. Typically, you have to earn points on level by buying L'Oreal products, but with Haul for the Holidays promotion, you have the chance to get them for free. How insane is that? Students will have just until before the end of November to complete it. So make sure you're signed up for both L'Oreal Access and L'Oreal Level Loyalty Rewards program. More info is on its way, but go ahead and get excited. This is about to be a happy holiday indeed. Now let's get back to the episode. And you've branched out into your own products at this point. So like you said, at Ulta, you were pushing products and, sales and all that stuff. You've now created your own line of brow stuff. So tell us a little bit about that, how that happened.
Well, we actually have done more of like a private labeling, not yet fully created our own line. That's definitely something that we would really like to do. But when I left Ulta, I was like, I will not sell another thing. Nope. I was like, I do not want to look at products again or anything because I just hated that, like, how I felt and what was associated with the feelings that was associated with selling products. So for the longest, I did it. And then we were like, okay, we need some brow products, but we just didn't want to sell anything. So that's when we were looking for something to retail. And we found a great company that will allow you to do private labeling and stuff. So that's what we did. Reached out to them and found what we wanted. And we've been using it for a couple of years, and our clients love it. And it's just, quick, easy brow products. Just makes your life easier. It's basically like a brow mascara, but for your brows, and then like a clear brow gel. So just quick, brow essentials everybody needs.
It's really fun. Like I said, like you're able to just be like, hey, let's grab this. It's what I've been using, and I'm obsessed with it. Yeah. Like I absolutely love it, and it's fun. Like seeing it be your product and your thing, like we like to obviously support that. Yeah. So after beauty school, after you opened your business, you became a mom.
Yes, I did.
Maylee is 3.
Yeah.
So I've watched you grow into like this role a lot. And one of the things that I'm most proud of you for is you have really made being a mom priority. Talk absolutely. A little bit about how you spent a year? How long was Mikey gone?
Oh, he was gone about 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were doing this like on your own for a little bit. He is in the military. And so he was gone for a while, and I saw you running your business, being a mom, but you made it work. Yes, exactly. Building a house. All of that happening. So talk a little bit about that time and how the business kind of allowed you to be the mom that you were wanting and needing to be at that time.
I love this industry, and especially, being your own business owner, because you have the freedom to make your schedule or cater it to your life and make it work. And so, and at that time, it really worked for me because, he was gone and it was just me. I got to see a glimpse of what it was like being a single mom, and it's hard. So all you single parents out there, you guys are saints. You're amazing because it's hard. But I did struggle a lot with like mom guilt, being away from her, or then business guilt. And a lot of people don't talk about that sometimes, I feel like. So it was like they went hand in hand, and I was just like, it's okay. Like, you got this. I just kind of, like I said, made my schedule to work and fit what would work best for us. And then family stepped up and helped a lot. And overall, like, I got up and did what I had to do every day, so.
Yeah. And like I said, with you having those quick appointments, you were able to make your days like, hey, I'm only doing this. And your clients understood. You grew your book so much that you actually are you accepting new clients right now or
I'm
not?
Still not. Yeah. I had to stop in January just because I was getting where I was 2 months booked out. And I don't really know my life 2 months in advance, especially with a child.
Yeah.
So I cut it off for a little while, and I'm not sure exactly when I'll start adding new clients, but
that's really amazing that you were able to do that. While the time that you were, you had mainly by yourself, you grew something into a point where you literally can't take new people anymore, which is crazy. So I think that that's so awesome. I'm not surprised because from the moment that I met you, you were so motivated and so driven. Like every day at beauty school, I remember you. Like you might have had bad days at beauty school, but I never saw it. You were always, always smiling. I remember you being at front desk like all the time, or like coming in to see me and like always having a smile on your face and a positive attitude. And I know where that comes from. So I want to share your story a little bit about your relationship. I remember there's certain appointments that I remember, and for some reason yours is one that I just never will forget. Your dad coming in with you and being so excited for you to do this. I mean, you had a team around you that was so supportive. None of that came easy for you. So let's talk a little bit about kind of like your motivation in this industry and what your why has been.
Yeah. Okay. So growing up from a big family, there was 6 of us, 5 girls and a boy. And then
I always forget that you only have one brother.
Yeah.
Like that's the craziest thing.
I know, everybody does. So I was from a big family, and what comes with big families sometimes is not always being able to do a lot that other families get to do just because there were so many of us. So we wasn't, I guess, able to do a lot. And my parents ended up divorcing, and my dad took all 6 of us, and he raised us from when I was in 6th grade up until, of course, we all grew up and got out of the house. But my dad was always super supportive, and I was actually I'm the third oldest, so I was the first one that actually was like, "Hey, Dad, I really would love to go to beauty school, and this is what I want to do." And he was super supportive from the jump. He was always supportive of anything we wanted to do, and I remember talking to him about it, and he was like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, I can get you a car, or I can pay your deposit for beauty school and get you a kit." And I remember thinking, because I was 18, about to graduate high school, and I was just like, I really want a car. Like, I'm gonna need a car to get to beauty school. But coming from a big family and just being him, like, I couldn't have both. So I told him, I was like, okay, well, I really want to go to beauty school. I'll figure out the car thing later and how to get there and all of that. So I ended up choosing to go to beauty school and him pay for my kit. And I remember just being so excited and stuff. And that was just like a small sacrifice I had to make. And it's crazy because the first 2 years to beauty school and the first year working at Ulta, I didn't have a car at all. I got rides and stuff to and from work. So, but I learned that from my dad, raising all 6 of us, a single parent, he had to do what he had to do, and he would do anything to make it work and to support me.
A single dad with 5 girls,
yes,
is so insane, and he's just the sweetest man now. He is so positive and so amazing and encouraging. You can just see it on his face that how much he loves you guys, and just the unconditional love that he has for all of you. I remember talking to him about it and being like, 5 girls is terrifying. I was afraid of 1 daughter, and he killed it, and he was just like, oh, I wouldn't want it any other way. He had not one negative thing to say about it. He was just like, yeah, it's crazy, but we do it. It was always so positive. And I think that has to be where your attitude comes from, and where your drive is. I think especially for Maylee.
And when just, seeing him take all 6 of us and just get up and go to work every day, even when it was hard and stuff, that's where I got a lot of my hard work and just motivation instilled in me, just seeing him every day do that. And I'm like, okay, if you can do that, then I can do anything. You know what I mean? Because that's hard. And I know how it is just having 1, and I could not imagine 6. It's just crazy looking back. I'm just like, wow. But he, we had my grandparents, and he had a good support system just like I have with him. So it really does help when you have people that believe in you and support you and just, want the best for you. And that's exactly what he wanted for me. So I remember when I went and enrolled that day and met with you and Adam, and he was with me. And after that, after we were done with the meeting, he took a picture of me outside of the sign, and then you popped outside, and he was like, Bobbi, get in the picture with her. Do you remember that?
I do.
That picture. Yes. It's so sweet. I'm trying not to get emotional over here,
but
you popped in that picture with me, and he was just so happy and proud of me.
I mean, he wore it all over his face. And I think it's really cool to see him, again, at this point, still supporting you and still encouraging you. I think that being a successful business owner and building what you've built takes this blind optimism sometimes. Yeah. And just like you said, there wasn't a doubt that you weren't going to be able to do it. You were just like, oh, I can do this. And I think that those moments of growing up and getting through hard things, I think just builds it. You're not as afraid. Whether, you said, you're like, I don't know if I would give this business advice, but it is a story that I think is so important to share, because I think you have to have so much faith in yourself to take a jump like that. And I think Allison and you built a really strong friendship and a really strong relationship too, that you guys really relied on each other a lot.
For sure.
Especially in the beginning. I remember being a little nervous for you when you first went out. I don't think I ever shared that with you.
But I know a lot of people were.
And I do remember being doing the math of, it's this much. And I just never dreamed that it could turn into what it is now. And for you to be able to build the life that you've built. It's so crazy, but I've seen you. I mean, you said you didn't even have a car in beauty school. And I remember you getting your first car. Yeah. I remember those moments. I remember you guys building your house. And I mean, you're raising Maylee completely different than you were raised, and in a completely different financial situation. And that all happened in a very short amount of time. If you think 8 years after beauty school to get you to this point, I mean, 8 years ago, you didn't have a car and you were trying to figure it out. I think that's what I always try to share so much with the students is this isn't forever. You know, you have to push out of this short amount of time, because it seems like forever when you're in it. I mean, even beauty school seems like forever when you're in it, but it goes so quickly, and your career can change so fast. I think especially now with social media and just like the way that the industry is changing in general, but it can happen really quickly.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for somebody that's thinking about coming into the beauty industry or into this career? What do you kind of like wish you would have known before doing it?
It's okay to kind of doubt yourself a little bit. I remember when I was getting out of beauty school and I was like, okay, I don't want to do hair, but I know I'm meant to be in this industry. It's okay to have a moment where you're like, okay, like it's going to be okay. Figure out what that is and just go for it. As funny as it sounds, like follow your heart truly, because that's exactly what I did. I was like, I know I have a place in this industry. I know it. And I told my dad that I was like, hair's not it, Dad, but I'm meant to be in this industry. I'm going to figure out what it is. Mm-hmm. And so just know that if you believe in yourself, follow your heart and find out what that is. And if it's not, doing hair, cutting, color, makeup, if it is eyelashes, brows, like it's okay to find that one thing and specialize in it, because, a lot of people in this industry, I feel like nowadays are just really getting into that one thing and just mastering that craft. And that's okay to do that. I feel like everyone thinks you have to do all of it, and you don't,
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely follow your heart and just sometimes make small sacrifices like I did. Like you have to, in order to get to where you want to be. So yeah.
I love that. Well, I am so proud of you, and I've loved watching
Thank
you
you
grow through this. And every year when our little memory pops up of how ugly we were, and no, I'm just kidding. That picture, I'm always like, oh,
no, I'm like, oh,
we've gotten prettier through the years, or a little more up to date. I love that so much. Well, we always share that photo, so I want to find that photo of us.
Yeah,
for sure,
we have
of you in
to.
front of that sign, because, like I said, for some reason, I remember this day so vividly.
Yeah,
so I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. And where can we follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram, Brows by April. That's pretty much the only, I think.
And then at Beauty in the Brows.
Beauty in the Brows, Knox _ I believe, on Instagram as well. Awesome. And then you can also find my coworkers, and then Allison, my business partner, best friend, on there as well.
Yeah, so even though you're not accepting new clients, there are still ways to get into Beauty in the Brows, and multiple people. We haven't mentioned this yet before we wrap up. So the people that you've brought on into the business, you guys have fun, and there's an energy that you guys all share and have together.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more thing before we go. So how important is it to love the people that you're working with and to bring in people that match your energy?
Very important, because I feel like overall that makes a really fun environment, and even when your clients come in, they can feel that. And we have so many clients say, you guys are so fun. Like, I want to stay and hang out, or I want to work here. And we're just like, yeah, come on. You can hang out all day if you want. But it just makes work fun. It makes you look forward to getting up every day, going, cutting up with your coworkers, and just having a good day, because our salon is open. So we don't have rooms or anything. When you walk in, everything's right there. So
yeah. I mean, you guys have taken trips together. Like, you guys have become so close. Even like when there were people that you just brought into the company, that you weren't super close with before, and you guys have become like family. So yeah,
we're just one big brow family, and we love what we do, and we support each other. And if we need anything, we're just here for each other. So it's really important to have that. And when looking for a place to work, make sure that you fit in with that salon as well. That's another advice I would give is if you're not feeling it or something felt off, then maybe try somewhere else, because you'll know when you find that place and where you fit in.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll make sure that we put all of your contact information down below. If you are listening as a podcast, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, ring that bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. Thank you so much to L'Oreal Lead and Access for sponsoring this show today. Follow them. Everything will be down below, again, like I said, so you can follow April at Brows by April, and then Beauty in the Brows Knox. So thank you all so much. Make sure you follow me at Beauty School Bobbi, and follow us at Beauty and Style Network, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye.